Welcome to episode 12 of the Selective Podcast. I'm your host, XR, and this week is going to be a relaxed episode with the homies Corey, aka Kira, and Dylan, as you all know him as Waffle. In this episode, we're going to go over some recent pickups, talk about Guidi, a little bit of avant-garde, and maybe get into Chrome Hearts Drake if we're up for it. As I said, it's going to be a more chill and relaxed episode. We have some interview episodes coming up in the next few weeks, so keep it locked in for that. But first and foremost, guys, let's get right into this. Corey, welcome back to the pod, bro. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I haven't been on here in a while, but
staying busy.
I'm good. Glad to be back.
Yeah, staying busy, of course. Dylan, aka Waffle, the smoothest voice in podcasting, bro. Dylan, how you doing, bro?
Is it my intro for every single one?
Yeah, it's gonna be. How you doing,
Hell
bro?
Yeah, all right. I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back. It's a pleasure to be here right now.
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, guys, we got to start with how we're doing. How have we been holding up since we last got together? Corey, how's Canada going?
Well, so the last time I was here, it went from like to winter temperatures or like winter, early spring temperatures to summer. So I'm just gonna, I don't know Fahrenheit, so I'll search it up for the Americans who listen to this.
But it's warm.
So it's 86 Fahrenheit out here.
Oh, that's nice.
That's super nice.
Went from, like,
come on.
Dude, I'm used to like negative temperatures. So when I see it to get to that high, it's like it's different for me, you know?
Yeah. I'm so used to it being like 115 here, where it's like, oh, whatever. I'll wear a t-shirt today instead of like a jacket.
Yeah. Speaking of Dylan, where in the world are you at right now?
Phoenix right now.
Oh, okay. How's the weather out in
Phoenix, Arizona. So right now, I think it's like 95 outside right now, which is not that bad because the humidity is like what, 10% or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but usually it should be about like 105 right now. Usually, like last year it was like up there.
Yeah, I'm still in Texas visiting family, and it's been a little warm. We've actually gotten some storms, so like it's been a little bit cooler than usual. But you know, it is what it is. But before we get into pickups, because of the weather, guys, what have we been wearing? Give me some insight on the fits, Corey. What have you been wearing for the past couple weeks, man?
Shit. The thing is, for me with hot weather, I don't really like shorts not because they're not comfortable. I like shorts are comfortable and easy to wear. Shout out Pokemon. if you know, youngster Joey, shout out him.
But they're hard to style.
But yeah, I have no idea how to style shorts, like, because I have kind of twig legs as well. So when I wear shorts, it looks a little bit off. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've just kind of been, I also haven't really gone outside at all. So I don't really know what I've been wearing recently. Yeah.
Damn.
It's kind of the same shit I've always worn.
Dylan, what have you been working?
Shout out, who was Jacob for the shorts? He gets good. What's he wear? Like Vans and Air Force Ones and all that crap.
Oh,
shorts,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have those shorts? Like the tactical shorts?
Yeah, those are sick. I think they're based off the Elite shorts though, like the Elite's Nike ones. But I could be wrong about that.
They're super nice though.
Weren't those like $1,000?
They resell for $1,000. I think the retail was lower than that. But
yeah. Still $1,000 for shorts is crazy.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But what I've been wearing,
for Nike shorts, it's fucking wild.
Oh yeah, dude, insane. But what I've been wearing has been, I put on the pandemic 20, so I gained 20 pounds over the course of the year.
You were telling us that, dude.
So all of my Saint Laurent stuff does not fit anymore. All my denim, so I can't wear that anymore. So I'm gonna put people onto something that are listening right now. If they want like the skinny silhouette, like the skinny jeans, I bought a pair of ASOS or ASOS, however you pronounce it. They were $29. They were the ultra spray-on skinnies, and I went size 34 instead of a 32 or a 30, just to get like that a little bit more baggy than the spray-on look. And they fit really, really nice. I'll try to put a picture in here if you want to put a picture up on the pod, but they fit amazing for the price that I paid versus the $1,000 that you pay for Saint Laurent for the blue DO2s. I got a black pair, so I guess you'd be paying like what, $350, $400 for a pair, but still they fit really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. So I've been wearing that with some basic like either Vans or Air Force Ones or the Guidis. I have put on the Guidis a couple of times. I'm rocking with those. Love those. Yeah, man. And then just a vintage tee, blank tee, vintage tee, maybe a hoodie if it's cold at night.
Yeah. But we'll get into the Guidi hype in a little bit. With you, Dylan, too, like everyone knows you as like the Saint Laurent guy. So like when you had told Corey and I that your Saint Laurent doesn't fit anymore, I was like so sad. I'm like, what is this guy? Rest in peace. I know. I was like, what is this guy wearing then?
I gotta hit the gym, but I don't know him. I've never been there.
Yeah, I mean, just cardio, man.
Yeah.
I mean, do you plan on selling, or are you just gonna try to get back down to where you were?
I mean, if someone wants to come correct in the DMs real quick, I might not be able to say no, but I don't want to sell. I really don't want to sell. It's taken me like 7 years to collect everything and curate what I have right now. And I really don't want to let it go. But I mean, if someone's offering me like $2,500 for the whiskers, I mean, my DMs are open.
For sure.
So we can talk.
The DMs for Waffle are always open.
They are always open. If you want to talk about anything, life, personal problems, I'll be your therapist.
You got to pay him though, by the hour. He books by the, or he bills by the hour. Sorry.
Or you can
150 Bitcoin an hour.
Or you can pay in Saint Laurent, whatever works better for you.
Yeah.
For me, I've been wearing, what have I been wearing? A lot of vintage tees, just raw denim. Actually, Dylan, when you were on the pod before, you had mentioned that you were going to be wearing a lot of raw denim, and
hell yeah, dude! You want to know a story about that?
Yeah.
I bought my APCs, and guess what? They don't fit.
Oh my gosh! Oh, like brand new ones?
I bought a size 31, and I'm like a 32, 33 now.
Yeah,
and I can't button them. So I mean, I can go with no button, zip up the fly. Yeah, you hope for the best, but
the problem
kind of pokes out a little bit.
The problem with raw denim too is that, like, especially when you first buy them, they're so fucking uncomfortable that it's very hard to try. So my dad had actually gave me a pair during the winter, and I just couldn't button them. They were just too small, and like they're not like the jeans out the box are like not comfortable as it is because it's raw denim and you got to break them in. But the pair I have right now, shout out you, Dylan. The last time you were on the pod, you kind of like you said that you were gonna be wearing a lot of raw denim this summer, and I realized that I had a pair that I've kind of been wearing for like maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week, and they're just like. They're almost broken in, but they're just like not there yet. So I've been wearing those probably like 3 or 4 times a week, and like trying to break them in. And I'm actually going to give them my first wash, hopefully this weekend, my first soak. So Corey, I don't know if
already.
Well, okay. So I've had them for like 6-7 months.
Oh, okay.
And they've been to.
I was like, damn, it's like 2 weeks. And you're gonna wash?
No. I've had them for like 6-7 months, but they've been on the New York subway. They've been. They're
dirty.
They're dirty. They've been on planes. Like whenever I'm with like my girlfriend or like my family, like they think they're nasty, bro. So like
you got the Febreze.
I mean, I think they're fine. I feel like I can go like another month without washing them, but no, I'm thinking I'm gonna give them my first soak. Corey, are you into the raw denim stuff?
Personally, I'm not. I think for me, it's just because I'm from a younger generation. I'm Gen Z, so I was never really into that whole. I don't think I was like really there. Yeah. Like the thing that got me into denim, like. Was like Saint Laurent, right? Seeing like Kanye West wear Saint Laurent jeans in 2013, yelling about "I am a god" or whatever, all that shit.
Right.
But I do really like. There's a picture that Dylan has on Instagram, right? It's like a pair of APCs. It's like they have like a busted knee on one knee. I fucking love the wash and the fading on that pair. It's amazing. I really love that.
Thank you, man.
Dude,
it's a really nice pair.
Didn't you tell me that it took you like 2 or 3 years to get that pair like that faded?
Yeah, I wore them I'll never sell them. That's like the only pair of anything that I'll never sell is those jeans. Cause I went through when Pokemon Go first came out, I was out there for 10 hours a day, catching everything. And I wore those every single day just to break those in. And they really helped riding those birds and those limes and everything, those little scooters and the bikes. That helped so much. And then I think I fell. How that knee actually became a thing, like a blowout, was I was riding a bird and I fell off a curb and I scratched my knee on the pavement, obviously. And then I think I got a little bit of rip and I just ripped it in half because I was like, you know what? I want a little blowout effect.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man. I remember when Pokemon Go first came out. For those listening who don't know, the birds, Corey, I don't know if they have them in Canada, but they're like the electric scooters that you like pay on your phone.
Oh, for. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know those. I've seen them. What's funny is I actually first saw them in Europe before I saw them in Canada.
I just remember like in the streets, like it was every man for themselves. Like literally hundreds of people every night were in the streets playing Pokemon Go.
There will never be a time like that ever again where everyone's outside like that. There's no way.
But yeah, man, Pokemon Go was like the truth when it first came out. I remember those days. And Dylan, that's crazy how like you single-handedly broke in those pants playing Pokemon Go.
Dude, it was like a solid few months of just wearing those, no washing, Yeah. And by the way, it's Team Valor. That's the red one.
Oh,
right now. I had to look it up.
But yeah, guys, moving on. Raw denim all summer. Hopefully I can break in my pair. But moving on to the recent pickups, man. Guys, what have you been buying since we last chatted? What has been in the rotation, if you will? Corey, if you want to kick it off. I know you showed off a hider blazer that you got, so we got to throw it to the champion first, the guy who has the craziest pieces. Corey, what do you have?
I won't call myself the guy with the craziest pieces. I'm not there yet. Soon. But I think, let me just try and remember everything I've recently bought. So I got both of the Redux Nebraska sweatshirt from Consumed and the Antwerp hoodie from Riot Riot Riot.
Oh my
Put a
God.
Fitbit up there.
They are meme pieces for sure. Originally,
Meme pieces. Why meme pieces?
Well, I mean, there's actually an interview with Raph, right? He was talking about how he doesn't understand the hype behind the Nebraska because he was like, it's just a sweatshirt with Nebraska on it. This is like not one of my more intricate pieces or whatever. So he doesn't get the hype either, right? And
Right.
I think the hype behind it comes from people like Lucas Sabat, Ian Connor, various other celebrities wearing it. And it is a nice sweater, right? But at the end of the day, one of the big themes of that collection was kind of the American collegiate, that whole theme, right? Where you had things like the Virginia Creeper hoodies, right? With the roots. And of course, the Nebraska sweatshirt. I actually bought it as like a beater sweatshirt because I really like the way it looks. I love the color. I love the fit.
This man is flexing with a RAF sweatshirt as a beater sweatshirt.
A beater sweater.
The original had an acid wash, which is why, or it's an enzyme wash, which is why the originals that you see on like archive pages are fucking destroyed. They're distressed to shit, and the print is like fading. It's because those, along with the Virginia Creeper hoodies, have a specific enzyme wash that causes them to degrade over time. The Redux, so it hasn't been confirmed. Some people say that it does, some people say that it doesn't. I'm not 100% sure on that. So I got the RAF ones under retail, which is why I bought them. I would not have paid retail for them at all, because that's or resell. That's ridiculous. But yeah, for Hyder, I got, it's called the Leonidas blazer. I also have, well, I'm looking for the pants. I can't find them right now. It's a really beautiful piece. It has a lot of things that I love Hyder for, which is detailing and material selection, as well as, of course, you know, the embroideries. And
right.
I mean, I need to take some detailed pictures of it. It's really nice. It doesn't beat my favorite Hyder piece, which is still the floral satin bomber from Spring Summer 15. But yeah, it's a
nice piece. I mean, you sent us an initial photo of it, and I thought it was a beautiful piece. I actually want to get into blazers, but I don't know how. And I to be honest, I think with fashion, like, you kind of like know your limitations and like what works for you. And like, I can appreciate it from afar, but I don't think I could personally pull it off. It doesn't really like fit in with my aesthetic. So I want to get into blazers. I just don't know how. Dylan, pickups, man. What have you been wearing lately, or what have you been purchasing, I should say?
I mean, the one designer thing I have is the Guidis. I've been rocking those and wearing those constantly. But other than that, really, it's just been like vintage tees, like a bunch of video game ones. And I'm going to make a page. If anyone wants to follow it right now, it's called Dill's Vintage, DYLS.VTG. I'm going to post all my video game pickups there if you guys want to go follow that. Like Star Fox, Mario, Pokemon, all that crap. I guess Demon Slayer in there, some anime stuff. It's just been a bunch of shirts, though, honestly. I'm just really getting into like the vintage world of just shirts and, the history behind them. Some shirts, some are just hype and some are just cool in general. But I'm looking at my closet right now, trying to find out like what I've been rocking besides that. Oh, no, wait. What I want is Corey's Hyder blazer. Not the blazer. It's a kimono, right? The red kimono.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing that I'm really after right now, besides like leathers, but I can't wear them for the next 9 months. But that's the one thing that I really, really want. And there's one on Grailed for like $6,000 the guy wants.
Yeah, some guys are selling it for $6,000. It retails for like, I think 1,800-ish. I don't remember.
And it's not worth not worth that at all.
Yeah, $6,000, that's ridiculous. It's a shirt. Why would it be $6,000? Unless it's made like Jesus's hair. Why would it be $6,000?
Even then.
Is it silk? Is it made of silk? Or what is it made of?
Yeah, it's a very specific crepe silk. So it's a really, really nice material, but definitely not worth anywhere near $6,000.
Yeah, I'll never pay that price. But that's the one thing I'm really after right now. Maybe I can't afford them, but the dunks, the OG dunks, I just can't afford the price right now. Yeah. And that's really it, honestly.
Yeah, they've been hyped up so much now.
They're not attainable anymore unless you bought them in like 2018, 2017, or 2019. You can't.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree too. It's cool that you're getting into like vintage video game stuff. I feel like that's super niche, and like, I don't know, we've talked about it on the pod before. Vintage is like a growing market, and even on the Selective, it's been an idea of us to someday have vintage within our curation, which I think would be a really interesting venture for us. And just like, I don't know, the vintage game as a whole is like, it's very saturated, but there's a lot of like really good vintage out there, and it's just really exciting for me to see people like get into it. My only thing is that like it's very saturated, so things like, I don't know, sometimes vintage can get very expensive,
And there's a lot of fakes out there too, right?
Yeah, and especially with t-shirts now, man. There's a lot of like, interesting you say that. I have a bootleg Biggie Smalls rap tee that was like modeled after like a 90s tee. And it's a bootleg, right? It's not even like a real, it's not even real. It's like printed on some like shitty blank, but it's like super oversized. And I throw it inside out and I wear it. So to me, like that shirt, like it's not worth anything, but it's like super unique because I know it's a bootleg. I don't care that it's a bootleg. And when I wear it, I just throw it inside out and you can kind of see like an outline of Biggie Smalls on like the front. So like, I don't know, man. I think even bootlegs like have a place. I don't know how you guys feel about the bootleg space, but I think with vintage, it's a little bit more forgivable.
Yeah, for sure. I think just kind of off topic, but for vintage, for me, I think the coolest thing, and this also applies to raw denim as well, is the fact that it tells a story, right? And that's like kind of a meme thing, but like what Dylan was talking about with his Pokemon Go thing with his raw denim. Like for me, some of my vintage tees that I have are like hand-me-downs from my brother, right? And except that he picked up at concerts in like the 90s and early 2000s, right? Listening to Metallica, Wu-Tang, stuff like that. In regards to bootlegs, I mean, I think with vintage, it's cool, right? I mean, as long as you're not scamming people with it, as long as you're not like reselling it as like a so-called real vintage tee or whatever. But even then, I think people charging $500 for vintage tees is just stupid. I mean, I have a Bjork shirt, and I've seen people sell that for like way too fucking much.
Which one do you have?
It's the one where it's from the debut, the 1992 one.
Oh, okay.
Or wait, is it 92? Yeah, it has her on the front, and then also has has her on the back as well.
Man, I'm so salty about Bjork tees because like I genuinely love her music. Yeah, like her voice, like listening to her music.
Bjork is fucking awesome.
Oh, she gets me in the feels, man. And her tees are like so like her old vintage tees from the 90s are super hyped. And I want to believe
Ian Connor.
I know, and I want to believe that people wearing them love Bjork, but like I genuinely love her music, dude. I think she's incredible. Connor, dude. Yeah, I know it's the Ian Connor effect, but I don't know. I don't mind bootlegs. I mean, even like bootleg shoes, like I don't like bootleg sneakers. I know that's a whole different topic, you know.
Yeah,
and we can that's like a whole nother podcast episode. But I don't know. How do y'all feel about bootleg sneakers? Like all the bootleg Jordan 1s coming out. Corey, Dylan, are you feeling them or not really?
Well, let me go back to the bootleg tees real quick. I don't know if it's for like I'm not really familiar with like rap tees and stuff like that, but for video games and stuff like that, like anime and stuff, a lot of the shirts are actually better as boots than the actual real thing. Really? Because they have more effort, more care put into the actual art itself, and it has more meaning.
That actually makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's that Attack on Titan tee you have, right? The one
oh, dude, like that one's so sick.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of that and put it up in the pod. I love it so much. And that's a boot. That's not even real. Essentially real, quotation marks. But
so you in the video game space, you said, or in like in the anime space, some of the bootleg tees are better than the originals. Oh, because like yeah, because especially with like anime tees, like they're usually printed on something shitty, right?
Exactly, yeah. Or the graphics just sucks in general. Like it doesn't make any sense, or it's really faded, or you can't find it anymore. So the boots bring that back to life.
For anime, I think Uniqlo does some collaboration with certain like anime. Like they did Uniqlo X Shonen Jump a few years ago. Uniqlo Gundam.
I remember that, dude. I remember that.
Yeah, I have a few from Naruto.
I think a lot of those. That's a really good. I think Uniqlo's place to go for that shit like that because the blanks are good and the prints are normally pretty good too. So yeah,
and they're super cheap.
Put that out there. Yeah, they're like $20 per shirt, right?
Yeah,
it's like 10, I think. Some are on sale for like 5 too.
I remember.
Oh, true.
That.
They almost always go on sale. Actually, you're right.
Yeah, I remember when Uniqlo was doing like a lot of anime collaboration tees and stuff, and they would go on sale for dirt cheap. Bootleg sneakers, excuse me. I actually have a pair of bootleg Jordan 1s. They're the Ore New York.
Those are sick.
The Empire City Highs. Yeah, I have those.
Yeah, I love those.
They're sick, dude. I don't know. I'm cool with
the color's so good.
Dude, I'm so cool with bootleg Jordan 1s, but I know some people get really touchy about that. Dylan, you feeling bootleg Jordan 1s or it's a pass for you?
I don't mind though. I mean, I'd probably take the what were they that you just said, the Empire ones?
Yeah, the Empire City Highs.
You gotta show me a picture. I'm not familiar with those, but I'm familiar with the Fugazi ones, the red ones.
Yeah, the Fugazi ones
those
nice
are actually really well done. Yeah.
The one in the chamber ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are kind of cool. I like those. I haven't bought any like Fugazi ones or anything like that, or any fake ones or boots, I guess you would say.
Right.
Personally.
I think Trevor did a good job with the one in the chambers because like if you look at the okay, so like when I think of a Jordan 1, I think of it like as a canvas, and like an artist can create what they want with a canvas, and like with the one in the chambers and the Empire City Highs in particular, I feel like they took the silhouette and just ran with it and made something really cool. You know what I mean?
There's actually, I saw ASAP Rocky talked about that, right? On him not wanting to collaborate, like wanting to collaborate with Nike, but also not wanting to do it. It's like he was saying how it's like with Nike, if they give you like, for example, Jordan 1 as like a collab, right? What can you really do with the Jordan 1? They'll let you pick some colors, but can you add anything special? Unless you're Virgil Abloh, probably not, right?
Right.
So,
I mean, think of Travis Scott. Like the most that he did.
He reversed the swoosh.
Right. And like with Nike and stuff, like the creative freedom is probably so limited. And like with a lot of like these bootleg shoes, creatives are just like running with it and doing what they want. I mean, if you look at the one in the Chambers, dude, even like the holes on the toe box.
Yeah, the holes are bullet holes.
They're bullet holes, dude. I know.
Yeah. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Actually, the holes on the toe box are bullet holes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sick. I like that a lot.
And like so much attention to detail went with it. I think like with with bootleg like luxury, it's a whole different ball game. Obviously, like, and that's something that we've kind of talked about.
It really has a place with streetwear culture. I think it really has a place there.
It does, but it doesn't have a place like you said, because like when you get ripped off by like a hider piece that's fake or something, that's obviously much different than purposefully buying like a bootleg.
Yeah,
Jordan.
I feel like a bootleg versus a fake, there's a difference, right? And I think the problem is nowadays it's starting to blur the line. Like I feel like to me a bootleg is when, like you said, right, someone taking this design and kind of like almost turning into their own, like you do with the one in Chambers,
right?
The MRS 80 highs, right? Yeah. But then you have something like the Warren Lotus dunks, right? What did he change about those? He just add a Jason hockey mask to the swoosh and called it a day.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a fine line for sure. And like you said, I think vintage gets away a little bit with it more. Vintage tees in particular, like I'm cool with buying like bootleg vintage tees if I know they're bootleg, because I'm not trying to flip them for money, So
right.
If I know that it's bootleg, it's cool. Dylan, do you have a favorite bootleg vintage tee in your rotation right now?
Oh my God. Probably my Diamond and Pearl Gen 4 Pokemon one.
Oh, that's a bootleg?
Yeah, it's a bootleg. I'll throw a picture up on it. I love it. It's my favorite gen by far.
Yeah.
I'm 1996 kid, so
yes.
I'm not the first Pokemon or second Pokemon. I'm like the fourth one.
Right.
Fourth one ends like my
Platinum
childhood.
Is goated, dude. Platinum is goated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Giratina.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, guys. Moving on to my latest pickups. Finally got one of my girl pieces, guys. Drum roll, please. I'll add a little drum roll here. I got the Capital Century denim in the yes, round of applause. I know.
Let's get it.
Those are sick.
I got it in the stone iteration, so they're more, instead of like a straight fit, they're like a slimmer fit, and they taper at the bottom. Dude, guys, this pair of jeans has kept me up at night, dude. I've been wanting these pair of pants for so long, man, and I finally got them. So they should be coming in on Saturday. Super excited to finally get a piece, not only a denim from Capital, but of course Century denim. So I'm super excited about those, dude. I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna be raw denim and Century denim all summer long.
It's gonna be Century denim. You're gonna rock those.
How do you guys wear denim
day.
in the summer? I don't get it.
It's a good question, especially if you're in hotter places. You just kind of stomach it, right, Dylan?
You just sweat. Straight up. That's
the
what you do.
Last time I was in New York last May, and I was wearing like a pair of DO2s, and I had to literally go to Uniqlo and buy a pair of shorts to switch into that day.
Really?
It was so hot. Well, I don't know. I just couldn't stand it. Like my legs were they were like, I don't know. They felt like they were, my legs felt they were boiling,
Yeah.
Fashion is pain, sweetie.
Fashion is pain. You got to stomach it, dude. Try it when it's like Dylan, when it's like 40 degrees Celsius and you're wearing jeans. You just got to stomach it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get it. Like I was in Shanghai last summer, and I was wearing like shorts and hider jacket and just like a plain tee underneath, and I couldn't do it. I had to take the jacket off. Like my arms felt like they were just dying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it a silk bomber?
It was. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm just used to cold weather. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're definitely, it's just an acclimation thing. I don't know. For me, it's like, you just got to stomach it. I'm like you guys, I don't really wear shorts in the summer because I just feel like you can't really, unless you have like really good, nice tactical shorts. It's like, in my opinion,
it's hard to style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hard to style a pair of shorts, but yeah, man, I got the Capital Century denim. Obviously, as y'all know, outfitted with Shishiko stitching. The stitching is very prominent throughout. I ended up getting not the darker pair, but it's kind of like a darker bluish pair. And I don't know. I feel like this is going to be like my next like denim journey. You know what I mean? Like I'm really gonna like try to wear these in and break them in. So I don't know I don't know if you all are in the market for a pair of Century denim, but I just feel like they're so beautiful, you know?
I wanted a pair of Capital denim. I don't know what they're called. I have no idea really about Capital, but a pair of Capital denim. They're like the gems on the side. They're a nice, really nice.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah,
he wore them with like fragments.
A blue indigo wash, and he wore them with the Notre Vans that we have on the site right now.
Mm.
And inside out black tee with a white long sleeve tee under it, and it looked really sick.
Damn, dude, I don't know, man. I feel like obviously Capital is a very hot brand. And I feel like if you're not into like the Western stuff or like the Americana stuff, it's hard to get into Capital. But I feel like there's a Capital piece for everybody. Like Corey, like I know we were talking about this earlier, like with blazers. Like I can't particularly see you in Capital per se, but I feel like there's a Capital kimono out there that you would fuck with.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I actually really like the bandana shirts. As much of like a meme piece they've become, I really like those. They're a really nice piece. I love the fact that like, you know, they're created from they've thrifted bandanas and sew them together. I think that's sick, right?
You got to be careful on the colors though, in the color selection.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. The thing I love about Capital at least is it's the craftsmanship that goes behind it, right? Like every piece that they make, except for maybe some of the tees, definitely have thought, like a lot of thought and detail put into them, and I don't know, that's just beautiful to me, right?
Yeah, it is. And you know, with the Century denim, for me, it's just going to be like a good opportunity just to see how they kind of like wear with time and fade with time. And it's just, to me, I look at this piece as like an asset into my wardrobe. Like I'm never gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna wear them to the ground, and they'll last for years. And I don't know, I just feel like Capital is one of those brands where they make expensive clothes but quality clothes. But to be honest with you, man, when you get them in the States, like Capital is taxed so heavy.
For sure. You know, in Japan.
I know. Dylan and I were talking about this. Like, I'm sure like in Japan, Capital is so much cheaper.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean? Then
number 9 undercover Capital, it's all cheaper there. Like basically every brand, Visvim as well it's also cheaper there as well.
Yeah. Other than that, for recent pickups, Century Denim is definitely the main one, and I've also got some vintage tees from Pearl Ivory. Shout out Pearl Ivory, Alex Doyle. He's been on the pod before, but he has like really nice like faded blinks. So if you're in the market for like faded, just blink vintage tees, I'll send it to you. And he doesn't tax much, man. He has good prices. So Pearl Ivory, he has like very, very nice faded tees. So if you're in the market for vintage tees, please check him out. Support a local guy who's trying to make it in the vintage world. But other than that, man, I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to like get more like investment in staple pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I see people like Corey buying like Hyder, and I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm in the rat race again, you know?
The rat race.
No,
the sickest wardrobe.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I forgot a pickup that I got, which was it's the Kanye Vision hoodie, which was a bold mistake to buy
the
now.
Purple one?
The purple one.
Yeah, I got that.
Dude, I have one too. It's sick. It's the best hoodie ever.
I wasn't gonna buy it, and then I realized the resale was pretty low. So it's like, you know what? Fucking, I'll buy it. Right? It's like I bought mine for I think $250, which I thought was like, I think that was almost the retail price, I believe. And okay, it was a mistake to buy it because it's so heavy and thick. It's like wearing like a wool blanket, or like it's like wearing 3 blankets. You know what I mean? Like I think it's literally 3 hoodies layered together. I might be wrong about that, but
dude,
it is. It's 3 stitched together, and it's supposed to be like a replacement to a coat. Like you can wear a hoodie so heavy throughout the whole winter.
It was definitely a mistake to buy it in the summer, but I mean, it's a really. I love the color. I love the fit. I mean, it kind of has that like muffin top effect to a certain extent, but I think I'm cool with it because like I'm like a skinny guy, so I can use the widening, the heavy frame effect of it. But yeah,
dude, Dylan, I didn't know you had it too.
Yeah, I haven't posted about it though. I kept it like strictly a Saint Laurent page. I gotta switch it up though.
Yeah,
I bought that. It took like 5 months to get to me though.
Oh, really?
It took so long to get to me. Yeah, the shipping was horrible with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I thought in order to get that like merch, you had to vote for him.
Yeah, same.
No,
I was like, bro, do I really have to vote for him to get the merch right now?
That's totally illegal, dude. That's illegal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's funny. My friend in Buffalo, Tom, shout out Tom. He has it and he like wore it, and because Buffalo's always cold, like you can just like wear that shit whenever.
Yeah.
So we were out once. We went to go out to eat, and he was wearing it, and the cut is so beautiful, dude.
It's like, really nice. Yeah, I love it.
But like it's so thick, dude. That thing's like it's like a knitted blanket. It's huge.
when I picked up the box, I was so confused. I was like, "What is this? It's so heavy." And then I opened it, I was like, "Oh, right. It's the Kanye hoodie."
Yeah.
Because people talk about how heavy it is, but I thought they were kind of exaggerating, right? Because
Right,
I mean,
right.
you know, it's the hoodie, right? But yeah,
That's funny.
It's like actually 7 pounds, I think. 7 or 6 pounds. It's really, really heavy, but it's worth it.
Dude, you have to start curling it to start, because you know you said you need to get to the gym, right? So you start curling your Kanye hoodie.
I look 200 with that thing on.
Dude, Dylan, what do you? Okay, so, and for those listening too, like we just know you as like the Saint Laurent guy. So like, anytime,
he's a Saint Laurent Don.
I know. Anytime like I hear Dylan saying like, "Oh, I'm wearing vintage, I'm wearing Vans," I just can't picture it because I never see you in that, dude. Like the Kanye hoodie, I can't see
I
you
need
in
to
it.
post more, not normal fits, but like less Saint Laurent aesthetic fits. But I feel like I wouldn't get the same following. I feel like I'd lose a bit of my following, and I don't want to do that because I built this whole page upon, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
The Saint Laurent stuff. But I mean, I want to transition towards like what I actually like. As long as I got people like you following me, it's all that matters at the end of the day.
For sure.
As long as I have my real friends following me, it's all that matters.
moving away from pickups, wanted to talk a little bit about Guidi's actually, and kind of like avant-garde and how like that's been kind of like really popping off lately. But first and foremost with the Guidi's, Dylan, you got the back zips, correct?
Right, and I'm after another pair, but I don't know what they're called, so I can't.
Is it the 788 or the PL? Wait, where's the zip on the boot?
There's no zip. It's like a lace up. I think Ty from Unsound Rags has a pair.
Okay.
And they're like a really light beige or like a light tan, like combat boot looking thing. Okay. And I really like those.
Yeah, man, I'm in the market for Guidis, and it's like for me, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I feel like Guidi, like the boots, are like a great gateway into like maybe a more uniform fit, which is interesting because like they're very expensive boots to begin with, so it's kind of weird to say that, but
they're investment for sure, though. I mean, the quality is definitely there. Yeah,
investment for sure. Dylan, I want to pick your brain about them though. When you picked them up, did you size up or down? Because I've heard the sizing on those are terrible.
I went true to size, and they fit perfect for me at least. I have like a wide foot though, so that might play a part into it. I don't really know about sizing for the 788 Zs, the ones I got, but from what I know, from when the guy I was talking to who was selling me them, I don't know if he was hyping them up or whatever, but he told me they were true to size. So I just trusted him and made the purchase.
Interesting. In terms of wearing them, like breaking them in, I know it's horse leather, so I don't know.
Oh, they hurt.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I don't know how horse leather compares to like regular leather.
No,
but
it's pretty stiff. It's not soft, supple, nice Saint Laurent leather. It's like
it's not nice calf skin.
No, not calf skin at all.
Really?
Yeah. It does hurt.
Are yours broken in yet, or not yet?
They're a little bit broken in. Yeah, they're still a little bit new though.
You have the Python Wyatts, right?
I do, but I've never worn those out.
Oh, I'm like I was gonna say because
no, I'm sorry. I have a story. I wore those once. I wore them to work, and this girl that I was working with, I'm never gonna call her out because I don't want to get fired. But she was like, "Are those real snakeskin?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And then she goes, "Wow, are you kidding me?" And I'm like,
no.
Well, what? I'm like, what? I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know. I try to like lie and be like, I didn't know. I thought they were fake. Like, but she was harping on me, dude. She was talking. She was like, I'm going to call PETA on you. And I'm like, will you just relax and like, let me go about my day?
I know people are like, you know, like really a fan of the back zips or a fan of the front zips. I like both. But on the pod last week, my worst Fritz and T were like, no, the front zips, they look like cyborgs. And I'm like, I kind of stayed quiet. I'm like, wait a minute, I like the front zips.
I don't like the toe shape on the front zips. I think it's a bit too bulbous for my taste, which is why I also don't really like. I'm not a huge fan of like Dunks, or at least for me in terms of wearing them. I wouldn't wear Dunks or Ramones because I don't like the toe box. But yeah,
I also don't like them. I don't like the front zip at all. And sorry, I don't mean to be blunt.
I like front zips on girls. I think girls do. I think the front zips look really good on girls, but like the PL2s, I think those look amazing on women. But
yeah, that's true. Like a dress, something like that.
Yeah, or like a skirt as well, like a long skirt.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen likes that look like that, and I love like Guidi variations. Some of them have like higher heels than others, and like there's different.
For sure.
There's like, you know, you have the classic front or back zips, but they come in like higher heels, lower heels, whatever. They kind of like, you know, to differentiate between the boots. But I feel like people like are moving towards this more like avant-garde look. Like even if you look at face IG pages like More Fashion Less Hype and others like that, like they're strictly these days like sharing outfits that are very, very out there, but with very muted colorways, a lot of blacks, a lot of like off-whites, a lot of like creams, a lot of grays.
Gray.
Yeah, a lot of
gray is huge.
I feel like it's such a good look, but
I really love it.
I don't know how to like get into it. You know, it seems like so intimidating from afar.
So to me, the thing is, I feel like the problem with buying like CCP, for example, it's like when you buy one CCP piece, you want to buy a bunch more, like way more, because I think CCP pieces go so well with other CCP pieces, right?
Exactly.
And so you buy your first Corneos, right? You buy your pair of dead end denim, right? And then you think, shit, this looks so good with a pair like a CCP button up, a leather. Dude, CCP leathers are so like the scar stitch leather and the other leather jacks they do, fucking amazing. I love them, but yeah.
I love it too. I just don't know. I don't really know that much about it, so I can't speak upon it. But I will say the CCP titanium glove jacket or whatever.
Yeah.
That one I really want. That's the only CCP where I've looked at when I went, wow, I really, really, really want that.
I love the there's a vest bag they have. It's I think I've seen people like GX Wilson or Garrett Wilson wear it, as well as some others.
I feel the same thing with like Rick, right? Like I feel like there's such a stigma. Like when you buy Rick, you wear Rick with Rick. Bro.
Yeah, you're a Rick disciple. That's what it is, right?
And like for me, it's like one of the reasons why I haven't bought any Rick is because like not only it doesn't really fit in my rotation. I can appreciate it from afar, but I feel like once I buy Rick, I have to buy more Rick. You know,
I feel that. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are looking into Unsound Rags and they're finding out about that look, like the Guidi look, the Guides with the D17s or 501s, and then like a vintage denim. Inside out tee or something like that. And then that translates into CCP looks, essentially, sort of. You can compare the two a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, that whole community is kind of intertwined to a certain extent. Like people like Garrett Wilson and Connor Scott, I don't know how you pronounce the name, Scoils or something like that. I think they have like mutual followings with those other guys. So eventually through the Instagram Explore feed, you're eventually gonna find out about these people. Exactly. Or people like Axel, shout out Axel. He's super sick guy, knows way more than me about this stuff. I look like a fucking unqualified noob next to this guy. So yeah.
Yeah, and us too. Do you consider that look avant-garde, Dylan, or?
No, I wouldn't say avant-garde. I'd just say it's like a minimal look. It's more of like I don't really know how to describe the look. It's more of just like a casual, but also elevated look in the sense of you're wearing boots that are Guidis, and then you're wearing designer jeans. Because would you consider Unsound Rag jeans designer?
I mean, at the price point, but I don't
think they're worth that price point. But I mean, that's a whole other discussion, right?
I think. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not worth the price point. In terms of the question of are they designer? I mean, they're definitely like meticulously deconstructed and constructed to make something new. So I guess in that sense it is, but at the end of the day too, it's like a weird dichotomy because it's just a pair of vintage 501. So like, I don't know.
Well, to that extent, would you consider a pair of Chrome Hearts jeans designer or like gallery department jeans designer?
It's like the same thing as
because it's like kind of similar, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like deconstructed then reconstructed vintage pieces. So like, but that's the thing. That's the thing about vintage is like what's made it so popular and so like affordable to the masses. Is that it's not designer, but you get that individuality that designer gives you. So it's like it's like a chicken and the egg thing. I don't personally think I would call those particular brands designer or like.
Would you leave a comment down below? Would you consider
a Riot Bomber designer? Because if you think about a Riot Bomber, what it is it's an oversized Fostex bomber that Raph thrifted himself, and then with patches sewn on that he sewed on himself, right? In that extent, would you consider that designer? It's a whole rabbit hole, right? It's a whole rabbit hole.
Leave a comment down below.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. But in that sense, yes. Like but because of the clout around the RAF piece, like I do consider designer, even though like when I compare it to any other deconstructed and reconstructed vintage piece, it's like
it's kind of the same. It's actually even less. If you think about it, it's actually a bit less because all it really is it's patches, right? It's not. I mean, the Unsound Rags denim, right? For me, the reason I feel they're not worth it is because I think I can achieve the same kind of fit through just tailoring a pair of Levi's myself. So for me, I'd rather spend $50 on a pair of regular Levi's and have those tailored myself. But that's just me, right? They are a really nice pair of denim, but I think there's more work done into those than the RAF Riot Bomber, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the Riot Bomber is so overhyped. Not even the whole 50K thing, not the 10K, whatever. There are more, I guess, intricately designed pieces from that collection, as well as there's literally a Riot Bomber from that collection that is more intricately designed than the infamous Woodland Camo and Arctic Camo ones. There's like one that has like this kind of skirt attachment to it, and no one cares about that one. They only care about the Drake jacket, the Kanye jacket,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like it's only hyped because of the price. I feel like that's why people like it, was because
it's
wow,
a nice
you're
piece,
wearing
nice.
a Mercedes on you.
Yeah.
Like,
you're wearing a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Wearing a small a down payment on a mansion, right?
On a house.
For real.
It's a nice jacket though. Like I think if I had the jacket, I definitely think I could be able to style it and wear it well, right? People meme that Ken fit with like the neutral gray ones, the helmet laying cargos, and the raft bomber.
It's a nice fit though.
It's a nice fit. I really like that fit. And at the end of the day, it's just an oversized camo bomber, which is why like I don't understand. Like I've seen people, they buy fakes of the riot bomber. Like, dude, just buy a vintage Fostex. It's probably cheaper, and it's basically you're getting the same thing, right? I mean, I don't know. That's just me though. I might be wrong about that.
Speaking of Ken and Vuja, you got a few pieces from the most recent collection, Dylan, right?
Yeah, I do. I have the both lounge pants, both t-shirts, and I got the green pants too. I'll post a fit with the green pants eventually. And I also have the brown back zips and the black back zips too, and the flannel from the recent.
I love the back zips, and Ken's pant game it's on point.
Yeah,
sure.
They are really nice. I won't lie.
How's the flannel? I like the I like the flannel a lot, and I like his pants.
I like the colors a lot too. It's a nice.
It's really really nice. There's nice distressing on the elbow, on the left elbow, I believe, left or right elbow, and then there's got some distressing on the there's some stitching on the bottom hem area, and then there's a hole in the back, like an intended hole.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Overall, how'd you feel about the newer collection?
I liked it a lot, actually, to be honest. I wish he dropped the ivory flannel, like the overshirt, I believe is what it's actually called.
Oh, that's his own piece?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Do you know what I really wanted him to drop was like the double knee leather pants.
Oh, yeah, those are nice too.
The chaps, right?
Yeah, they look like chaps, dude. I've seen people rocking chaps lately, and they look hella good.
Fear of God did a pair of chaps, I think, for 6th or 7th collection as well. I mean, I don't like to wear chaps, but I don't know, maybe a little bit more brave than me would do it.
I can't pull that off. I will not be buying those. I'll tell you that.
I would not be buying chaps either.
I can't do it. I'm too minimal and like basic.
Yeah, I'll wear like a full CCP, but I wouldn't wear chaps. I don't know.
Damn. All right. Well, I'll be the one wearing chaps, and y'all can whatever. All right, guys, we're wrapping it on some pretty good time on this episode. I know it was a little discombobulated, if that's the correct word, a little unorganized, if you will, but
yeah, disorganized. But it's a casual podcast, right?
Casual podcast episode, and we have interviews coming up next week and the week after that. So we'll be back to our regularly scheduled content after this week. Just wanted to kind of shoot the shit with the boys, talk about clothes, talk about recent pickups, etc. Before we get out of here, as always, Dylan, always appreciate you coming on the pod. Do you have anything you want to plug, bro?
Not really, man. What?
Dill's Vintage Tees.
Oh yeah, follow my page, Dill's Vintage, dyls.vtg. I'll be posting some pictures on that. We're having a Smash tournament. Winner gets a raft bomber. Playing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, just keep tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Keep tuning in. Till the next time. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Awesome, man. Corey, always a pleasure to have you on, bro. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Nothing really. Just keep supporting. Thanks for everyone for keeping supporting the podcast, keep supporting the site. That's all I have to say. So yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it. As always, guys, keep it locked in on the Selective. Future drops coming in, editorial content every single week. By the way, Takashi Murakami shared a story that me and Sean
he did. That
on,
was sick.
Oh yeah.
Which was interesting. He shared it on his story. So you guys, I know we have a podcast, but to those listening, we also have editorial stories on the Selective website. Check those out. We're writing some really cool, unique content as well. Keep it locked in on the Selective for future drops as well. For me, for Dylan, and for Corey, we say thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.